All right, today we're doing something a little different. We're not just covering a topic, we're actually deconstructing a blueprint for masterful communication. We've managed to get our hands on this incredible method that promises to make any subject, I don't care how complex, totally unforgettable. So, yeah, let's just dive right in. Okay, so let's be real. This is the ultimate challenge, isn't it? I mean, whether you are a teacher, a manager, or shoot, even just trying to explain your latest obsession to a friend, how do you actually get them to get it? Cut through all the noise and make your message actually stick. Well, that's exactly the puzzle we're going to solve today. And this quote right here, this is basically our mission statement for today. It's our guiding star. It's telling us that this isn't just about dumping information into someone's brain. No, it's about creating an experience, something unforgettable. Okay, and here's where it gets really cool. This isn't some abstract theory from a textbook or some corporate seminar. Nope. This is a real, honest to goodness, field tested blueprint from a teacher in Lagos, Nigeria, with over 25 years of experience. We're talking 2.5 decades of making subjects like history and biology come alive for students. And today, we're going to break down exactly how they do it. So, the entire method, it really just boils down to two powerful core principles, and they are connected. If you can get your head around these two ideas, trust me, you can apply this framework to pretty much anything. All right, first up, principle number one. Now, this one sounds simple on the surface, but the way it's executed, that's where the genius is. It's all about something called absolute clarity. So, what is absolute clarity? Well, what's so crucial to understand is that this is not about dumbing things down. Not at all. It's a discipline. It's about having the patience to break an idea down into its smallest, most digestible pieces and making absolutely sure there are zero gaps in understanding, not even tiny ones. And this quote from the source material just nails the mindset you need, as if speaking to students who are starting from zero. Think about that. You have to completely erase your own assumptions about what people already know. You start from ground zero every single time. Honestly, it's a radical act of empathy for your audience. And what's so brilliant here is that it shows you clarity isn't magic. It's a system, a process. This 5-step plan is the engine that makes it all work. You start with the core definition, then you lay out its key features. After that, you give some clear examples. Then, and this is key, you let them try it out with exercises. And finally, you show them how it applies in real life. It's like a ladder, right? Each step gets you higher, and anyone can climb it one rung at a time. Okay, so that's the first principle. Let's move on to the second one, because this is where it all comes together. If absolute clarity is the skeleton, the structure, then radical relatability, well, that's the soul. This is where the real magic happens. See, it's not enough for something to just be clear. It has to actually mean something to the person you're talking to. And this principle is all about finding those little anchors, connecting new information to stuff your audience already knows, already feels, already experiences. And wow, does this slide nail the difference? Just look at this. On the left, you've got your standard textbook definition of oral tradition. I mean, it's correct, sure, but it's so cold, so academic. But then look at the right. Think about the stories your grandmother tells you. Boom. Instantly, you have a picture in your head. It's warm, it's personal, and you get it immediately. It connects a boring academic term to a real emotion. And to really hammer this home, the teacher's instructions demand super specific examples like these. I think about it. You might be teaching ancient history, but you make it tangible. You make it real by talking about yam plants, goats, mosquitoes, even mushrooms. You are using the world right outside your window to explain a world that's thousands of years away. Okay, so you've got absolute clarity on one hand and radical relatability on the other. So why is the combination of these two things so unbelievably powerful? Because, and this is the key takeaway, this whole blueprint goes way beyond the classroom. It's a universal toolkit for communication. It doesn't matter if you're pitching a startup idea, training a new hire, or even a doctor explaining a diagnosis to a patient. These principles just work. Think about it. When you combine that super clear, logical structure with examples that really hit home for someone, you're not just talking at them anymore. You're building a bridge straight into their mind. And the result is what you see here. Engagement and retention, they just skyrocket. The information is not just heard, it's actually understood, processed, and it sticks. So let's wrap this up. What are the big takeaways for you? First, simplifying isn't dumbing down. It's about being elegant and clear. Second, structure is your best friend. It gives people a roadmap so they can follow you. Third, and this one is my absolute favorite, the more specific your example is, like talking about goats and yams, the more universal the understanding becomes. It's a paradox, but it works. And finally, always, always, always connect to what people already know. And just remember, folks, this isn't some new, untested theory. This is a method that's been sharpened and perfected for over a quarter of a century in a real classroom. It's proven, it's practical, and it's incredibly powerful. So I'm going to leave you with a question, a challenge really. Think about that one thing, that one concept or idea that you always struggle to explain. That one at work, to your family, wherever. Now that you have this blueprint, this combo of absolute clarity and radical relatability, what complex idea are you going to make unforgettable?